G'day, my name's Darren. Welcome to the channel. Uh, Basically, my wife and I live here in New Zealand, and about a year and a half ago we built this livable shed, and we just want to sort of take you along on our journey a little bit and maybe give you some different ideas on what you can maybe do in your life or whatever, The reason we sort of did this basically is so that we've got more time to do the things we want to do. We've got a little bit more money to do things we want to do, and we just sort of want to do, break free from the the fact you're almost conditioned here in the West to buy bigger and better homes and all for what, really? Miss out on the things you want to do with your life. So we've decided to go this way and fill our life with more experiences than possessions, really. Although we've still got a really nice home, it's certainly not like buying a house at the beach or something where it costs you, $750,000 or something, and you spend your life paying it off. So that's sort of what we want to do. So that's basically how the ShedLife name for this channel came up. What this has done is it's really given us a new lease on life, really, to do some more travel and experience the world, without the sort of bounds of a mortgage or any of those sort of things. So that's what this is all about, really. And we're sort of really isolated down here in New Zealand from the rest of the world, to be honest. And I find I'm spending a lot of time on YouTube watching different people's channels on Southeast Asia or different places that we want to go. So we thought we'd have a bit of a crack ourselves and try and do something along the same sort of lines. We'd like to take you along, obviously, on some of our overseas holidays, but also like to show you a lot of what we do here in New Zealand too. What building this has enabled us to do was buy a caravan or travel trailer, if you like. So we often will go out just for weekends, or like a weekend at the beach or up the bush or whatever, and we're also planning a trip down the South Island next year, and probably about March. So we'd like to take you along on there as well. Another thing I like to do, I've got my motorbike as well, so I love the feeling of getting out on the motorbike, so I might try and take you along on some of those rides if you're interested, and see how that all goes as well. So that's sort of the future plans for this channel. Hopefully you'll come along and enjoy it with us. This is the first of hopefully many vlogs, so no doubt they will improve with time. I hope they do. I'm not a natural sort of speaker, but I'll do my best. But we'd like to show you a bit of New Zealand as well, certainly. There's a lot of YouTube videos and things going on about different places overseas, but not a huge amount on New Zealand. So, and while we don't tend to go too far from our area, we can still take you along on weekends to the beach, or and show you things around this sort of area anyway, which might be interesting for you. We live in the Bay of Plenty, which is the about the middle of the North Island on the east coast. So we're sort of central to quite a few different places to go, and obviously reasonably close to the beach too. So the South Island trip, I've never been down the South Island before, my wife has, so that'll be really interesting for me too, be exploring new parts of New Zealand I've never seen before, and everyone raves about the South Island, how great it is, so that'll be really, really interesting to go and take you along with us. Like I said, building all this here has freed up time and money, and so we're actually, I'll tell you what we did before. Before we bought this, we had a 5 acre lifestyle block, and we grew Feijoa as a fruit, as well as our normal jobs. So what it meant was that most weekends we were busy on the property, either picking fruit or pruning, or I'd be fixing up fences and gates or tending to livestock or whatever it happened to be. So we didn't have a whole lot of time to do a lot of things we wanted to do. And my wife and I have always been really keen on travel. I've been to the UK and Europe. My wife hasn't yet, but we'll plan that at some stage too. But we've both been to Vietnam and Thailand numerous times, and Cambodia, Malaysia and China. So yeah, we've done a reasonable amount of travel in that Southeast Asia area, and we really love going over there. It's I guess when you work, like for me, I work in a factory, so you have all the rules of high-vis and hearing protection and gloves and safety boots, and all the rules and regulations you got to go through on a daily basis, and to go back to Thailand or Vietnam or Cambodia, where you can just have to think a little bit for yourself, and if you have an accident, and stub your toe on something, well, that's hard luck. You should be watching where you're going. It's just nice to have that freedom back. The ability to hop on the back of a ute and get a ride into town. That's how New Zealand used to be going back 25 years ago or something, 30 years ago. We could do that here, and it's really nice to have that sense of freedom again, where, in the West we have all these confines of what you can and can't do, and if you go on the motorbike you must wear gloves and your helmet and jacket and your boots and your whatever else, which all makes sense too, I suppose, if you're going fast. But when you're pootling around at 50 kilometres an hour or something, it's I don't know, it's just nice to have a bit of freedom back in your life, is what I'm saying. So that's why we really enjoy going over there so much. But anyway, as I was saying, because we've got all this extra freedom or extra time and a bit extra money, we're doing some more overseas travel. So we're going back to Chiang Mai in a week's time. So it's the start of December. So on the 6th of December we're going to be in Bangkok. And we just got we're arriving there at night, so we've got all of the next day, and then we hop on the overnight train and head up to Chiang Mai, which is one of our favourite places to go. So we didn't want to spend too much time in Bangkok, just long enough to take in a couple of markets and have the usual ride on a tuk-tuk to experience what Bangkok's all about, and roaring around the place. So that would be really nice. I'm looking forward to it. but it'll also be nice to get out of there and head back up to North Thailand. We were last in Chiang Mai, must be 4 years ago, I suppose. About 4 years ago. Yeah, so that'll be really nice to go back, and we want to have a bit better look at it this time in terms of retirement. Although I know there are a lot of YouTube clips out there at the moment on the Thailand government making it a lot harder for people to retire there or get a retirement visa. There's a lot of conditions in place on visas and on money in the bank and on health insurance and what have you. So, but anyway, we want to have a closer look at Chiang Mai, and hopefully the rules might ease up a little bit. But we're sort of we're planning on retiring a bit earlier than what most people do, I guess. We're going to retire, we're hoping to retire before we get our pension, before that age of 65. And we'd like to spend maybe a few years in Thailand or Vietnam or somewhere like that, and then come back to New Zealand when our pension kicks in, and then we'll spend 6 months here and 6 months over there each year. That's sort of what we'd really like to do. And in New Zealand, I mean, it could either be here or it could be touring around in a caravan, touring in the South Island, or doing a bit of fruit picking or whatever it happens to be, and then come back, park the caravan back up in the shed, and then head back overseas again. So that would be the ideal thing for us. The advantage of having the shed is that, I mean, once when we go away in the caravan, we can come back and put it away again. The shed itself is 14 metres wide by 12 metres long. So in the living area, we've got 2 bedrooms, obviously the kitchen and lounge and dining room, and bathroom and toilet and everything in the corner over there, and then the shed itself next door, which is obviously attached. That's just got a dividing wall between. In there, that's 7 metres wide, 12 metres long, and it's got a 3.5 metre high roller door on the front, which you would have seen in the photos. So it means we can just put the caravan away, put the ute away, everything in the shed, and it's all locked up and secure, and we can do whatever we want to do, So it's worked out really well for us building this, and it's in a residential area. I mean, we're surrounded by other houses, some of them quite expensive houses. The price of this has gone up dramatically too since we built it, and the price of sections have gone up, so we actually got in at quite a good time, because it would cost us a fortune now to do a similar sort of thing, but this could be a good option for some people that want to downsize as well, and get a bit more, a bit more experiences in life, a few more experiences, rather than having all these things that you just put away in the shed or in the back closet in the bedroom and pull out every few years because you forgot you had it, and what's the point of that? I'd much rather be out tripping around and having more fun in life. So that's sort of what this channel's all about, really. So hopefully you come along on our journey, and we can make a few interesting videos for you to watch. My wife's at work at the moment, so I can't introduce you to her, but that was our dog. Well, there she is down there. That's our dog Reba. She comes along with us with the caravan as well, so you'll probably get to see a bit of her. So I think that's all I wanted to cover with this first one. So if you like what you're seeing, give it a thumbs up. That will help us out greatly, and share and subscribe if you want to see more of what we're doing, and yeah, we'll take you along with us to Chiang Mai in a few days' time, and let you see what's happening over there as well and what we're up to. And yeah, I hope to catch up with you again soon. Thanks a lot. See you later.